Hello, my dear viewers and the rest of the listeners. Welcome to this presentation in which we are going to learn about the topic, choosing your right career. Choosing your right career. My name is Meme JM, or you can simply call me Emily Swap. In this presentation, therefore, we are going to learn about the factors to consider when choosing your right career. A career is an individual's lifetime journey through learning, work, and other aspects of life by which an individual is able to make a living and also advance through his or her profession and organization. Therefore, due to the fact that one's career is a lifetime journey, it is vital or important for every individual to ensure that he or she pursues a career that enables him or her to be who he or she is supposed to be based on his or her personality, passion, and interests in life. Such a career is said to be the right career for an individual. The following are therefore the two key factors that you are supposed to consider when making a decision concerning the career that matches with your personality, your passion, and your interests. Number one is your personal interests. This is what you like doing. You enjoy doing it, regardless of the benefits that may accrue from it. You are curious about it, and you are willing to learn or know more about it. Your interests is what you can do as long as it makes you to be happy. Interests, therefore, entail all the activities as well as the topics that captures your attention, thus making you feel like doing them every time without getting bored. So, if you want a career that will really make you happy, you have to have a very good understanding of what you want and what you enjoy doing. Such interests include volunteering, writing, serving the community, playing an instrument, exercising, reading, amongst other things that interest you as an individual. Number two, you need to consider or be aware about your limitations or weaknesses. Limitations or weaknesses are the attributes that you possess which may hinder you from excelling in certain areas, or that may need some extra work for you to improve. They are your inabilities or your lack of capacity to do something well. Limitations or weaknesses can be seen as a restriction or a defect that make you not to be good at something or lacking something, and therefore you are not able to attain the level you require or attain what you want. Examples of such limitations include lack of adequate time to do something, lack of adequate resources, not being very good in a certain subject, lack of experience, lack of confidence, procrastination, amongst other limitations. Number 3 is your abilities. Ability is your power, the means and the state of being able to do something. It can also be viewed as your competence in something. Abilities entail your capability, your capacity, your potential to do something. This power to perform something can either be physical, mental, moral, intellectual, amongst others. For example, the ability to listen attentively, ability to empathize with others, having enough resources to do something, critical thinking, good communication skills, persistence, time management, amongst other abilities. Number 4 is your capabilities. Capabilities or your capabilities are those qualities that are needed from you to be able to do something. It is your fitness to do something. Capabilities can also be said to be something that you are able to do. An example in this case can be your mathematical capability. Number 5, or the 5th factor that you need to consider are your hobbies. What is an hobby? An hobby is an activity that you do regularly for pleasure during your leisure time. It is an activity that you engage in when you are free or when you are not working for enjoyment. Therefore, the difference between a hobby or your hobby and your interests is a hobby is exercised during your own leisure time, while your interests or an interest is executed at any time and for as long as possible. This consideration is key because it is very easy to turn your hobbies or something that you love doing into a career. And hobbies correspond to the real world needs and possessions. Such activities can include playing a certain sport, engaging in an artistic activity such as singing, amongst other types of hobbies. Number 6 is the people's views. The people's views about what you do or what you can do. Sometimes it's usually hard for you to be able to see the areas in life where you can excel. Therefore, if you don't think that you are good at anything, it is good to ask your parents, your close friends, your teachers, or other family members what they think you are good at. In fact, their ideas may surprise you. Remember, there is no single human being that is not good at something. And therefore, when your closest and trustworthy friends tell you that you can be good in something, they can be right. But of course, before you do what they say, you need to assess it yourself and see whether it is true that what they are saying you are good at is correct. And then you can be able to make a decision. The 7th factor that you need to consider when choosing your right career is your gifts. A gift is your state of possessing a great amount of natural ability in a certain aspect. In this case, you may have an intelligence that is above average in a certain aspect, and it's inborn because it's manifested at a very young age. If you are a gifted person, you may be very creative and inventive, and you can be able to think abstractly. Some examples of gifts include perseverance, adaptability, honesty, teamwork amongst others. Number 8 is looking at your role model. A role model is a person that you admire and would like to be like him or her. Such a person can inspire you to be like him or her based on how he or she does his or her work, his or her mode of dressing or talking, or one that does his or her work professionally and to the highest level of standards. Such a person may be someone that is normally confident, one that interacts with others freely, one that is knowledgeable and well-rounded, etc. So, it entails, or role modeling entails, the person that you can look up to and one that inspires you, thus liking to be like him or her career-wise. Number 9 is your achievements. When you are thinking about your career of choice, it is always good to think about what you would want to be remembered for and the change or value that you would want to put into this world or bring into this world. Remember, there is no human being that has nothing of value to add into this world. And therefore, you are not left out. You have something. So it is always good to consider your achievements. Maybe there is even something you have been able to achieve in the past. Therefore, by looking at what you have been able to achieve so far, regardless of how small or big it is, out of that achievement, a career can be born. Number 10 is your experiences. Experiences entails the lessons, knowledge, skills, and competencies that you have acquired through past events, or the knowledge you have gained through doing something, and thus being able to make career decisions based on what you have already passed through. The memories of the past are able to influence your thoughts, your behaviors, your feelings, and personal traits, thus moderating your decision-making about your envisaged career. Number 11 are the resources that are available to you. My dear viewers, listeners, and friends, it is very important for you to note that in order for you to be able to pursue a certain career, you require certain resources such as time, money, power, amongst other requirements. Therefore, if, for example, you find out that in order for you to be able to pursue a certain career at a certain level, you require a certain amount of finances, but you don't possess them, that might make you decide either to join that career at a lower level and then progress upwards later, or you may opt for another career that is within your interests and passion, but one that you can be able to afford. Number 12 are your skills. A skill is your ability to do something well and as per the set standards. It is an expertise in doing something. It is therefore your ability to use your knowledge in a certain field effectively in performing a certain task. It's acquired through training or through experience. It can also be said to be your ability, or that ability that you gain to perform a certain action through learning, thus giving or enabling you attain good results and as per the set standards. Some examples of the skills include driving, weaving, writing, amongst others. Number 13 are your priorities. In order for you to be guaranteed to perform well in your career of choice, it is important to consider your set of activities and their priorities or their order of priorities, so that you can attend to what is urgent first as the others wait. You should therefore think carefully about what is more important to you than others, and then think about whether you have time and money for the education that you want to pursue. Number 14 is your aptitudes. Aptitude is your inborn potential and natural ability to do certain kinds of work. It is your readiness, quickness, and ability to acquire knowledge, skills, and talents, and it's closely related to intelligence. Some examples of aptitudes are reading, listening to music, playing an instrument, amongst others. The other factor that you need to consider is your age or your level of maturity. My dear listeners and viewers, It is a true fact that age plays a vital role in determining the type of career that you can be able to pursue. And therefore, your physical or mental age are very important considerations that you need to make when thinking about a career. This is because certain kinds of careers require a certain age bracket. For example, there are those careers that will need young and energetic people, while there are others that will require older people because of the level of experience that they have gained over their time, or because that career requires the characteristics of an older person. For example, if a job requires somebody that needs to move a lot, it entails a lot of movements within a very short time, then such a job would require a young person that is energetic, vibrant, and one that cannot complain of tiredness so fast. Well, if a job does not require a lot of physical movement, it requires a lot of patience, and it does not require a higher speed of action or reaction, then an older person would be much better. Number 16 is your attitude about a certain career or work. Attitude is your manner of thinking as well as your feelings or opinion about a certain career, work, or occupation. If you have a positive or a negative attitude about certain work, such an attitude is bound to affect the outcome of your job or your career. So, it is important to establish how you feel about certain work, because the way you feel or how you feel concerning a certain work can greatly affect the types of careers that you find yourself in or comfortable with. Number 17 is your training and your education. In order for you to be able to land to some careers of your choice, you need to have met certain required academic levels, especially for those careers that require more of academic intellect. It is therefore important for you to be able to match your subjects clusters according to the career or careers that you want to pursue in future. This is because for you to be able to pursue certain courses for certain careers, there are certain minimum requirements that may be required from you based on the subjects or the units that you undertook while you were at a certain level. For example, from your Kenya, if you are from your Kenya certificate of secondary education. And therefore, if you lack certain subjects or you didn't attain the required minimum level for a certain subject for you to be able to pursue a certain career, then in as much as you would like to pursue that career, you may not be able to move ahead unless you start at a certain minimum level and then you progress upwards. For this reason, it is important that you are sure to choose a training program or a course that is within your means to achieve in order to avoid setting yourself up for failure in the future. It is good, therefore, for you to sign up for an educational training program or course in the career of your choice. To be able to know more about the levels of entry to certain courses or careers, as well as to be able to help you identify certain careers or courses that you can pursue in various careers, I would advise that you listen and watch to my YouTube channel, Emily Swap ICT, for a video by the title, Career Courses You Can Pursue in Kenya by Emily Swap. The other factor that you need to consider are your strengths. What is a strength? Strengths are your character traits that are considered to be positive. They are the unique attributes that you possess that gives you an added advantage over the others in a certain aspect. It is therefore important for you to always assess yourself so that you can be able to know about what you excel at and what you do that makes you feel invincible. Some examples of strengths include your enthusiasm, trustworthiness, discipline, dedication, determination, independence, amongst others. Number 19 is your dream career. Your dream career. If you are trying to choose a career, you should think about what you would do if you didn't have to work, or what you would do if you had all the monies and other resources that you require. Such thoughts can give you insight into what you should do. In addition, you should be able to remind yourself about what you had said while you were a child that you would like to be when you grow up. Also remind yourself about the careers that you always find yourself dreaming of and the jobs that others have that you would have wished that they were yours. Number 20 is your competencies and the competencies that are required in the career of your interest. Competencies is or are a set of demonstrable characteristics and skills that enable and improve the efficiency or performance of a job. It is always good to find out whether you have the required competencies to be successful in a certain career, such as your education, your skills, and experience. Some examples of competencies include leadership, self-knowledge, ability to learn, situational awareness, independent learning, conflict resolution, emotional intelligence, amongst others. The other factor that you need to consider to be able to choose your right career is your passion. Passion is your strong feeling and a controllable emotion about a certain career. It is a feeling of intense enthusiasm towards or compelling desire for a certain career. This passion can change and can range from eager interest or admiration for an idea, proposal, or cause to enthusiastic enjoyment of an interest or activity, to strong excitement or emotion towards a person or a job. It is therefore important to find out whether you are passionate about the work that you want to do. You should always remember that you are the only one that can find your passion because it is inside you and it just needs to be uncovered. Always think about that work or the work roles that you would do gladly for free without being paid. And by so doing, you will be able to discover some careers. The next factor is your culture. Your culture. What is culture? These are the ideas, customs, and social behavior of a particular people or society that you would like to serve through your career of choice. It entails the customary beliefs, the social norms and forms, and material traits of a racial, religious, or social group. It is the characteristic and knowledge of a particular group of people, encompassing their language, their religion, their cuisine, their social habits, amongst other characteristics. It is also the way of life of a particular people as shown in their ordinary behavior and habits, their attitudes towards each other, and their moral standing. It is therefore important that before you pursue a certain career, you familiarize yourself with the expectations from your culture so that you can know whether the career you want to go for will make you feel like a cog in the wheel, or will help your contribution to be recognized and even encouraged by your community. Number 23 is your talents. What is a talent? A talent is a natural aptitude to do something. It is a natural endowment to an individual. It is thus important for you to find out what your talents are, because everyone, and I say everyone, you included, has some unique talents that can be used in a career of some type. These can be inborn or learned. It is therefore advisable that you should be looking for career paths that complement your current skills and your talents. Examples of talents include inspiring, listening, researching, being good with your hands, talking backwards, fast reading, imagination, creativity, persuasion, amongst others. Number 24 is your beliefs and values. And belief is the acceptance that something exists or is true, especially one without proof. It is the faith, the trust, or confidence that you have in a certain career. It is your state of believing, conviction, or acceptance that certain activities within a certain career are good and acceptable, while values are principles or standards of behaviors about what is important in life. The values are the principles that help you decide what is your right or wrong career. It is this, and therefore, it is therefore good to consider your values and your behavior so that there can be congruence between your values, your beliefs, etc., with the career that you want to choose. In addition, you can assess yourself so that you can know about the topics that you find yourself continuously arguing about or defending while with others and the beliefs that your stance represents, because such can easily lead you to a certain career. The other factor you need to consider is your individual choice. In other words, you need to consider your goals and rewards. It is important to note that you should never choose a career because someone else has chosen it. Because each individual is unique, and there is a career that is good for each individual. You should therefore never be forced to pursue a career that is not your choice. And you should be allowed to make a free choice for the career that you would like to pursue. You should therefore always pay more attention to your individual values in a career and those values of the society so that you can be able to choose the right career for yourself. You should therefore never just go for a career that others say is good, but go for a career that is good and rewarding to you first before you consider others' happiness or interests. The next factor you need to consider is whether the career that you want to pursue will give you room for leisure or to relax. Leisure is the time when you are free and not working or occupied, and thus being utilized for relaxation purpose and for pursuing your personal interests. A good career should therefore give you time for leisure. Otherwise, work without leisure is purely and simply robotic and is not good for your life, regardless of how much it might be paying you. This is because your body is not a machine to work continuously without breaks. The next factor is your lifestyle orientation. When I talk about lifestyle, I am referring to the way that you live and the values and the ideas that you support as an individual or that are supported by your community in terms of their habits, attitudes, tastes, morals, standards, amongst the others, while orientation is your basic attitude, beliefs, or feelings in relation to a certain subject or issue or career. You therefore need to be aware about your lifestyle orientation towards a job, your membership in organizations, home and family, your choices of residence, your preferred work locations, etc., so that you can be able to choose a career that will give you the lifestyle that you want. My dear listeners, and viewers, the worst thing and the greatest mistake you can ever do in your life is to choose a career that deters you from being who you are supposed to be. If any career deters you from being who you are supposed to be, then that is a wrong career. And my dear listeners, if you want to know whether you are in the right career or wrong career, I advise you to visit my YouTube channel by the name Emily Swap Motivation and check for a video by the title Science to Show That You Are in the Wrong Career. You search for my video by the title Science to Show That You Are in the Wrong Career. And then you listen to it very carefully, and you will be able to know whether the kind of career you are in, if you are already in one, is your right career or not. If you realize it is not your right career, based on the science I have discussed there, then remember to go through the steps in this presentation, through the factors that we are discussing, so that you can be able to choose your right career, because it is never too late to choose your right career. The next factor that you need to consider is your future prospects or career progression. What is career progression? Career progression is an employee's journey in a certain career whereby he or she takes steps to improve his or her career from one level to the next. It is the process of climbing the ladder during your working life by being promoted, fighting and handling new challenges, etc. You should therefore always think about where you want to be at a certain time and how you will reach there. And by so doing, you'll be able to have a clue of the best career for you. This is because doing the same thing, same work, same routine every day for your whole life is very boring, and remaining in the same level in a career for long can make you lack interest in a career, thus leading to low productivity. You should therefore consider how you will be able to progress in your career from one level to the next without departing from your core career. Always find out if the career that you want to join will enable you to progress from one job to the next within the same career, leading to achievement of the highest credentials that that career is capable of offering. The other factor is your community needs. That is, the problems that you have an urge to solve freely as an individual. So, when you are making considerations of the career that you would like to pursue, it can be very good if you can commence by scanning around your environment and finding out the existing problems that you would like to solve, and more so considering what makes you to be annoyed, because it makes the environment where you are unconducive for the community members, for yourself also, and then you think about how you can fix it. By so doing, you will find the need to pursue a certain career that will enable you to be able to solve that problem that you have identified within your environment. The other factor that you need to consider when choosing the right career is occupational information. Before you settle for a certain career, it is important that you gain as much information as possible about its requirements, the kinds of jobs available in the market in relation to that career, the working conditions for a career of choice, the nature of work, special abilities that work requires, the physical demands in the work, the preparation that is needed, the chances of you getting employed or employing yourself, your expected probable earning, your chances of advancement, the social status that you will receive once you go or as you practice this career, and the elements of the job market. The other factor that you need to consider are your likes and your dislikes. This entails what you love to do and what you hate, what you like and what you hate. Of course, when you are pursuing a career, you'll go for a career that entails what you like. It is therefore important that you always consider your likes and dislikes whenever you are thinking about careers, so that you can pursue a career that you love. Therefore, once you know the activities that you will be doing or that you like doing, you can then consider a career that deal with those set of activities that you personally like doing. The last factor, but not the least, that you need to consider is your personality or individual characteristics or traits. In fact, this is a factor that almost carry other factors that we have discussed in this presentation. Your personality is the characteristic set of behaviors. Your characteristic set of behaviors, cognitions, and emotional patterns that evolve from biological and environmental factors. It is your individual characteristics in terms of thinking, feeling, and behaving. Therefore, your personality is very important factor to consider when choosing a career, so that you can be able to fit in the right career through successful matching of your personal characteristics and the requirements of the job. This is because your career choice is your personality expressed in terms of work and expressed into work. So once you have been able to assess yourself successfully by considering the 32 factors that I have highlighted in this presentation, you can then progress and select the best choice of the course that you can pursue to be prepared to take up your job responsibilities in the career of choice. The more the factors that you can be able to combine together and pick a certain career course that carries most of the factors that I have highlighted in this presentation, then chances are very high that the career that you will be taking or that you have taken is your right career. Now, the question that comes in your mind is, which are some of these course careers or career courses that I can pursue after I have been able to put into consideration all the factors that we have discussed in this presentation? If that is the question that you have, then I have an answer for you. You can therefore listen and read more about career courses that are mostly available in Kenya, but they are also across the world that you can pursue through various educational institutions by listening to my video by the title Career Courses You Can Pursue in Kenya. This video on career courses you can pursue in Kenya, together with my other videos as a belly swap, are posted in the YouTube channel by the name Emily Swap Motivation. And therefore, I advise that you go and visit Emily Swap Motivation YouTube channel and access this video by the title Career Courses You Can Pursue in Kenya, so that you can be able to make a decision as to the best career for you. Because through the factors we have discussed in this presentation, I'm very sure that you will now be at the right position to choose a career for you and a career that you will enjoy. Congratulations, therefore, for learning about the factors to consider when choosing your right career. Check out for the other 2 videos on careers by the titles Signs to Show That You Are in the Wrong Career, and the second video by the title Career Courses You Can Pursue in Kenya, both by me, that is Emily Swap. For more life skills, motivational, and inspirational resources, visit Emily Swap Motivation YouTube channel. While to acquire knowledge and skills in ICT and computer-related fields, kindly visit Emily Swap ICT YouTube channel, then click on subscribe button for both if you have not already done so that you can be able to get faster hand or the resources and the materials that I post in those 2 YouTube channels in form of videos. If you have any queries, any suggestions, or any congratulatory messages or requests that you would like to send to me, you can write to me through the email emilyswap@gmail.com. Thank you very much for listening to me, and it's my hope that you are going to become an agent of change, if not to change your career, an agent to change and help others be able to pursue and choose their right careers. Thank you very much and be blessed.